Hello, and welcome to Silver Age Silver Screen, a podcast where we watch, discuss, and review film adaptations of comics, anime, video games, and other stereotypically geeky works. I'm your co-host, Casey Jarmes.
And I'm your other co-host, Riley Thorpe.
And Riley, I don't know a good way to bridge the subject to this from our opening, but holy crap, you know who's the worst villain in comics? The Joker.
Yep.
He's so... Oh boy, the Joker is bad.
We all knew that, but how bad is he? Really fucking bad.
Yeah, and the Joker is so bad that the question that many people have raised over the years is, why doesn't Batman just, kill him? Because, it wouldn't be super wrong. Considering all the things Joker's done.
Batman's supposed to uphold justice, and if this man who keeps committing crimes, keeps breaking out of the prison, keeps breaking out of Arkham Asylum, and it shows no sign of reform, it's like, why doesn't he just take care of it permanently?
And this video is going to be a discussion about that. And we're not going to tip our cards on what our opinions on this are until the end, although you might have an inkling towards our opinions if you've seen the previous episode where we talked about the Tim Burton Batman movie that ends with Batman chucking Joker off a building, and we had things to say about that, but we're going to talk about this. It's going to be a discussion.
That was a nice plug about another episode, by the way.
Yeah, you should go watch it. Go watch a lot of our episodes. Watch the one where we talk about the lamest comic book characters, and I just stop functioning because of how ridiculous Dog Welder is.
There's a lot of lame characters. Once you've been writing comic books for almost an entire century, you're going to come up with some stinkers.
Yeah.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're talking about last week's episode, which also you should check out.
Yeah.
But today we're talking about whether or not Batman should kill the Joker.
Yeah. And really, I'd say that there are two parts to why people argue that Batman should kill the Joker. The first is, man, he has done some shit over the years. He has murdered people. So many people. So many people. Usually in horrific ways. Let's get more specific. Like, for instance, there's that one storyline, I forget its name, written by Kevin Smith, where Joker blew up a school filled with children. That's a thing he did in the comics.
You know something else, now that you mention that, when I was watching Mallrats and Clerks and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, I always kept in my head, the man that wrote and directed this also wrote the Joker blowing up a school bus of children.
Yeah. He abuses Harley Quinn. In No Man's Land, he kidnapped every baby in Gotham somehow, which I'm pretty sure is a theme he stole from the Penguin. Just saying. In Batman the Animated Series, he tortured Tim Drake to insanity. He murdered Jim Gordon's wife once, which was so bad that Batman, he didn't kill the Joker, but he's like, hey Jim, I'm gonna leave the Joker with you after this one. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, the Joker also in a standalone Joker graphic novel. I don't remember who wrote it, but there was a guy who was under his payroll, wasn't giving up his resources or paying the taxes or whatever, so Joker skinned him alive, threw him out onto a stage of a strip club, and just let him die there in front of everyone. Joker also shot and paralyzed Barbara Gordon in front of her father in the graphic novel The Killing Joke.
Yeah, there are two really bad things the Joker has done. They're usually at the top of the list on things he's done. There's paralyzing and possibly raping. DC's skirted around whether or not that happened, but also implied it a lot. He did that to Barbara Gordon, and also in Death in the Family, which I'm pretty sure came out the same year, he beat Jason Todd to death with a crowbar.
And then blew up the warehouse he was in.
Yeah, because, overkill. If Batman was gonna kill the Joker, that would have been the moment, so...
Oh yeah, absolutely. The Joker tricked a teenager, a child, by using his mother, who abandoned him as a child. Used this woman to lure her son, who never knew her, into this warehouse where he beat him within an inch of his life with a crowbar, and then while he was still breathing, blew him up. And Batman carried his lifeless body out of the burning rubble.
Yeah, that's really dark.
Yeah.
And on a lighter joke, you know what's the worst thing I think the Joker's ever done? I found it out while researching this. In the story Emperor Joker, where Joker basically became God and did a bunch of evil stuff, there was a scene where Joker killed every single person in China so he could make a joke about eating Chinese food. He ate 1 billion people. Oh boy, he's so evil. And he's still living. At least he is still living in mainstream DC Comics at the moment. There are other continuities where the Joker has, not survived. In his first appearance, the Joker was actually supposed to die off because he was introduced in the Golden Age. And Golden Age Batman killed everyone. Golden Age Batman was such a hardcore murderer. Like, the most insane thing he did, there was a comic where he tied a noose to the Batplane and then just flew really low and got it caught around the guy's neck and decapitated him. Golden Age Batman was nuts.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, in the Joker's first appearance, Batman threw him off a smokestack and he died. And then right before the comic went out, the editors were like, hey, this is a pretty good villain. Let's maybe not kill him off. Let's reuse him. So they had him get resuscitated. And also, there were 6 other times in the Golden Age that Batman killed the Joker and he just came back to life.
I mean, the Joker has also done a lot of unspeakable stuff to himself as well.
Oh yeah, like the time he cut off his face and wore it as a mask.
Yeah, not only did he wear it as a mask, he nailed it to the wall of Arkham Asylum. And then a year later, after that face was sitting on ice, he broke into a police station, killed all the police officers and everyone else in the building except for Jim Gordon, stole the face back, and then put the rotted skin, the rotted flesh, onto his skinless face, and it kept it attached there with a belt. Joker's a fucked up guy.
Yeah. Why was Jim Gordon even keeping it? Was it evident? I mean, I guess it's evidence, but of what crime? Of the Joker cutting his own face off after he was already in jail? Throw that thing away, man. It's been a year.
Burn it. Just don't let it get into anyone's hands. That's how the Joker's daughter was created.
Oh, right. Duella Dent.
She found his face and then, chewed off parts of it so that it would fit her own face and put it on.
Oh, God. Comic books can be so edgy sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah. There are a lot of stories of the Joker dying. I've got a whole list in front of me. The time the Joker died that kind of inspired this whole episode was very recent. There's an ongoing story when this episode is being recorded in the comics called The Three Jokers. Backstory for this story, once Batman gained omniscience and he learned something about the Joker and then was like, oh my god, it's impossible, or whatever. And then they forgot about it for 3 years. And then finally someone asked him, and he's like, oh yeah, the Joker's actually 3 different dudes. And then they forgot about that for a few years. But they're finally doing something with it. With the revelation that the Joker's actually 3 different dudes. Maybe more. And because he's 3 dudes, you know what that means? They can kill off the Joker without killing off the Joker.
Oh yeah.
Which means we finally got a comic where Jason Todd just puts a bullet in his head.
Absolutely. And finally, we got an answer to what the hell's been going on with the 3 Jokers. Like you said, it's been years that happened, and now they're just finally getting to it.
Yeah, I believe, I haven't read all of it, but from what I've seen, it's that the Joker has been kidnapping people, or the original Joker, who I believe they had Jack Nicholson-esque gangster one as being the original. The original Joker has been kidnapping people, giving them surgery so they look like him, driving them insane, and that's how he survived so many near-death experiences, because he has died. He just has an army of clones. And it also explains why his personality shifted over the years.
Right.
Which also, add that to the list of the evil stuff he's done. Making more Jokers is like doubling his evil, because now there's 2 of him.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? We mentioned Jack Nicholson a few times now. The Tim Burton Batman movie ends with Batman chucking the Joker to his death.
He didn't chuck him to his death. He used a cord, tied his leg to a gargoyle, and then he couldn't hold on to the ladder anymore, so he slipped and fell and plummeted to his death.
I mean, he chucks him off earlier, then he hangs onto a ledge, climbs back up, and then Batman ties his leg to a gargoyle as he's holding onto a helicopter rope. Batman, on multiple occasions, tries to kill the Joker in that movie. And he succeeds.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Let's see. The Arkham series does a really interesting thing with the Joker. In the first game, he, hulks out and becomes a super Joker, which is really dumb. But then in the second game, it's revealed that, oh shit, he's dying now because of that. And he injects Batman with the same stuff, so now Batman's dying. And Batman has to go make a cure for him and the Joker. And then at the end, Batman cures himself, goes to the Joker with the antidote, and the Joker, being a dipshit, knocks the antidote out Batman's hands, and then dies in Batman's arms. And Batman tells the Joker that even after everything, he would have given the Joker the cure. Which, that kind of raises some questions about Batman, that he isn't just not killing Joker, he's going out of his way to keep the Joker alive.
Yeah.
But Batman will have saved the Joker, and the Joker dies laughing, and he says, that's funny. Which are good final words for the Joker. And I especially like those as the Joker's final words, because the other time that Mark Hamill's Joker was killed off in the Batman the Animated Series continuity, his final words were, "That's not funny." Specifically, in the movie based on Batman Beyond, I think it was called Return of the Joker, we get a flashback to what happened to the Joker in the past. He tortured Tim Drake to insanity, and then Tim Drake just fucking shot him, and the Joker hunched over and died. And then Columbine happened, and they edited the movie to have the much less horrible death for the Joker of him falling into some wires and being strangled to death while electrocuted.
Of course. Because that's more wholesome. That's family-friendly right there.
It's so much more wholesome. Let's see. Other examples. I got a whole list. Just in general, there are a lot of Elseworld stories taking place in alternate continuities, where Batman just murders the Joker, like in the story where Batman becomes a pirate, he kills the Joker. In the story where Batman becomes a vampire, he kills the Joker. In the story where Superman's Amish, Batman kills the Joker. And a notable exception is The Dark Knight, where Batman saves the Joker from falling to his death, and then we don't really see the Joker again because of Heath Ledger's tragic passing.
Right.
I'm pretty sure, from what I've read, you know how in The Dark Knight Rises, they have Scarecrow be Bane's minion?
Right.
I'm pretty sure they were originally going to have that be the Joker, from what I've read. As the judge who sentences Jim Gordon to death.
Okay, that would work. But the official reason as to why he isn't in the film is because he's in Arkham, just hanging out there, and the reason why Bane doesn't get him is because the Joker's too intense for him.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I feel like Scarecrow works better as the guy working for Bane as a judge.
Agreed.
Because Joker would not be Bane's minion.
No, not at all.
Scarecrow in the first Chris Nolan Batman movie, he was a minion of Ra's al Ghul's. Joker overthrew the guys he was working for. He killed all the mafiosos.
Yeah.
And took over as main villain. Joker wouldn't be Bane's minion.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Also, in the Dark Knight trilogy, I do like the Batman doesn't kill the Joker, because the whole movie is basically a moral argument between Batman and the Joker about right and wrong, and Joker trying to force Batman to be evil, and Batman sparing the Joker proves the Joker wrong. But also, at the same time, Batman killed Ra's al Ghul and Two-Face and Talia, so I guess the Joker was kind of right.
Yeah.
Getting back to Batman Beyond for a second, that one had, after his death, the Joker coming back as Tim Drake. And no, they didn't have, Tim Drake became the Joker when he grew up because of Joker's torture on him, no, they added the Joker put a microchip in his brain, which I don't like as much.
Yeah, but they needed an excuse.
But anyway, that movie ends with the microchip being destroyed by Terry just electrocuting Joker, so that counts as Batman killing the Joker. Not Bruce Wayne killing the Joker, but Batman killed the Joker.
Yeah.
There's a story called The Demon Laughs, where Ra's al Ghul kills the Joker, and then Batman puts the Joker in a Lazarus pit to bring him back to life.
Okay, wow. alright, that's...
I mean, it's framed in it as, oh no, I'm surrounded by the League of Assassins. I need Joker to fight by my side so that these assassins don't kill him. But, Batman, come on, Batman.
Yeah.
Just let the Joker be dead, Batman.
Well, yeah, so there's a lot of instances of Batman killing Joker in a lot of Elseworlds stories because it's something that clearly might probably need to happen, but you can't do it in main continuity because that breaks Batman's argument. Their whole relationship is that I don't kill, that's not justice, that's not whatever. But there have been many instances like that you just mentioned, Casey, where he will go out of his way to make sure the Joker lives. Like, there was a storyline recently, I don't recall the name of it, but basically the Joker was injured, like shot, and he was bleeding out and dying. And the only way to save him, Batman brought him into the Batcave. And he was unconscious, but Batman brought the Joker into the Batcave, and Alfred started performing surgery on him. And there was a moment where Alfred said, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to stop this, but is that really so bad? And Alfred flat out tells Batman, he goes, listen, we didn't shoot him. We didn't kill him. We could just walk away right now and let him bleed out and die. That's all that needs to happen. And Batman says, no. If we let him die, then it's basically like we're killing him anyway.
And I do agree with Batman more than Alfred, just in principle in that, like, not giving someone surgery because you want them to be dead, that's murder.
Oh yeah,
but,
absolutely.
I mean, would it really be so bad to murder the Joker? You know what's a really good story about Batman not wanting to kill the Joker?
What is that?
The Dark Knight Returns, because in it, after the Joker breaks out of prison and kills a bunch of people in an amusement park, Batman corners him, and Batman actually points out the fact that he's caused a lot of people's death by just letting the Joker be alive. Like, I'm pretty sure I wrote down his exact line. No more! All the people I've murdered by letting you live. But that story doesn't end with Batman killing the Joker. It ends with Joker snapping his own neck and framing Batman for killing him. Because Batman won't.
Yeah, because if I recall correctly, Batman snapped his neck and basically paralyzed him. But then Joker said, see you in hell. And then, laughing, twisted his neck even more so that it breaks and he dies.
Joker killed himself because Batman wouldn't, and basically framed Batman for murder.
Right. Side note, one of my favorite moments in all of Batman's history is immediately after that, when he's being chased by the police and Batman's trying to escape. But the Joker, for some reason, his body had caught fire. Now he's, like, just erupted into flames, and now he's on fire, and Batman's throwing his batarangs at the wall to try and get it to explode so he can have an escape route, but he keeps missing because he's injured, and he's sick, and he's old, and he keeps missing, and he stops, turns to the dead Joker on fire, and says, stop laughing. God, that's such a cool moment.
Yeah. Batman needs therapy.
Yeah, he really does.
Ooh, you know what that reminds me? While we're talking about the Joker laughing and Batman possibly snapping his neck. The Killing Joke was originally supposed to be an Elseworld story. It was later made canon because it was really good, but it was not supposed to be canon. And part of the reason you know it was not meant to be canon is because of how it ends. It has a very ambiguous ending. It doesn't show it. But it's implied that Batman kills the Joker in that. Maybe. Who knows? What happens is, at the end, the Joker tells Batman a joke, and they start laughing together in the rain, and it's really kind of creepy, just them laughing together, and then Batman puts his hands on the Joker's neck, and then it pans down to the rain, and you just hear laughing, and then the laughing stops, and a lot of people have interpreted that as Batman murdering the Joker.
And we can get into this a little more, but personally, I think him killing the Joker obviously is a cool ending to a non-canon story, absolutely, but I think that when it comes to the fact that it is canon now, that definitely works, that they're just how it is, and I believe Alan Moore wrote that, right?
Yeah, Alan Moore wrote The Killing Joke.
Right, yeah. Alan Moore is confirmed. He's like, no, they're just laughing together in the story. And I think as a canonical story, it absolutely works a lot better. So, essentially, the reason why Batman doesn't kill, the reason he gives is because of his one rule. And that one rule is that he doesn't take a life.
Yeah, that is why Batman doesn't kill the Joker. Really, that's the simplest, and pivoting from times the Joker's died to all the reasons Batman won't kill him. That's probably the most common explanation he gives, and the most stable one.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Batman kill the Joker? Because Batman doesn't kill anyone.
And that's a pretty good segue into my answer of the question. Should Batman kill the Joker? Personally, I don't think so. No. And there's two reasons why. One is his one rule, that he doesn't kill. And on the surface level, I know that sounds very arbitrary. Like, well, what are you talking about? Like, you're a vigilante. You're the guy who's supposed to save people, and taking this guy's life when he's going to take so many other lives after this, that just doesn't make any sense. But if you really think about it, the reason why Batman doesn't kill anyone, let alone the Joker, is because it just purely defines who he is as a person. He just genuinely respects human life, respects all life. That's his entire motivation, and that completely defines who he is as a person. Like, he doesn't want to take a life because he knows what it's like to be a victim of murder. He watched his parents die as a kid, and he was left alive to suffer that pain. He doesn't want anyone else to suffer that, even the people he hates the most in this world, who want to cause that pain on other people, especially the Joker. So he doesn't want to bring that evil and that hate and pain into the world when he's made it his life's mission to take that out of the world and protect people from it. Now, reason two is because Batman is a symbol for the entire city of Gotham. He holds the entire city to a higher state. He makes sure that everybody reaches, like, a certain level of morality. You know what I mean? Like, he's the one thing that stands in the way of crime, evil, murder, even corruption in the police and in the streets and all that. It's like he's the one beacon of morality and hope in this dark, arguably evil city that Gotham is. And this man, he doesn't kill anyone because he is that beacon of morality. And when it comes to what Batman believes, he clearly demonstrates this code of conduct called Kantian ethics. Now, Kantian ethics is sort of a belief system, or a code of conduct, as I've said, invented by a man by the name of Immanuel Kant. He was an 18th century German philosopher who argued that all killing, one human taking another human's life, no matter the circumstance, no matter the reason, no matter the justification, the human being taking another human being's life is undeniably immoral and wrong and should not happen. Human beings have the ability to reason and to talk and communicate, and what one person is able to do, the entire society should be able to do. So if one person kills and that's okay, then everyone in the society should be able to kill one another. And at that point, you just have an entire society of everyone murdering each other. And that's, at that point, that's just pure chaos. And society can't run like that. So Kantian ethics is the belief that murder under any circumstance is wrong. And that's clearly what Batman strives for. And he, as I've said, he's a beacon of hope in this dark city. But when it comes down to it, if he starts killing people, even if he just kills one time, the entire city erupts into chaos. It's like, okay, well, this guy who's holding us to a higher standard, he's taking people's lives now. Well, now he's no longer this beacon of morality, and the city just falls into darkness completely. So the reason why Batman shouldn't kill the Joker is A, it's not in his character, and it's not in his nature, and B, he's not just a person who saves people's lives, he's also a symbol for the entire city to hold themselves up to a higher standard and look for the good in the world and see through the darkness to look for the light and strive for yourself to be better. That's why I think the Joker shouldn't die. Now, that said, realistically, the Joker would be killed.
Oh, absolutely. Great stuff on Kant. I did not expect us to bring moral philosophers into this show.
Yeah, neither did I. Just upon my research, I was thinking about it and looked it up.
That's a very good argument. The Joker should be killed.
Right.
Assuming we make that argument. In fact, putting this on hold for a moment. That's some really nice stuff about Kant. But the thing is, I kind of think that Immanuel Kant was full of shit.
Yeah, probably.
I don't subscribe to moral absolutism.
Right, absolutely.
Like, killing is bad, but sometimes I feel that killing is better than not killing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
I absolutely
Kant's
agree.
philosophy does not apply in trolley problems, where you have to kill to save.
Absolutely.
And not to get hung up on this, I don't necessarily think that it would be wrong for the Joker to die.
Not at all.
Because he's killed so many people, and not even as revenge for killing people. I don't believe in revenge as being something that we should really think about when it concerns justice. Just as preventative of him, killing everyone in China again. Because he will do that if given the opportunity.
Right.
I'd also like to say, which might sound surprising for me, someone who's really hardcore arguing that the Joker should die, I do not in real life support the death penalty.
Right.
I just like to make that clear.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, the reasons for that are the death penalty has no benefit over long-term imprisonment, and also it runs the risk of killing innocent people.
Absolutely.
The Joker's very, very, very guilty, and also, he breaks out of prison every other week. Like, that isn't a thing that happens in real life.
Yeah.
I do not support the death penalty. If there was a guy on death row who killed 2 million people and broke out of prison 62 times, I would probably be a bit more pliable on my morals.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, trust me, I don't subscribe to Kant either. I called him Kant. Whatever.
I don't know which is real. I've heard both.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to him either, necessarily. I think... I agree with you, and I don't want to make this political argument, but I absolutely agree that there's certainly a lot of issues with the death penalty being enforced in this modern age that we have. At the same time, I do think that there comes a point when, like in the case of the Joker, if there were someone like that in the real world, I would absolutely be like, yeah, I'm cool with that guy not living anymore. He's forfeit his right to live. And I know that's a shitty thing to say, but he breaks out of prison every other week, kills a bunch of people, and they just throw him right back.
Hey, maybe the question we should be asking isn't, why doesn't Batman kill the Joker? It's, why are Gotham's prisons so easy to break out of?
That too. Absolutely, that too. And again, it's like, in a realistic world, I also think that not only would it be better if the Joker would no longer be alive, but I also think that there would come a point where regular people start to resent Batman for not killing him. Honestly, like we as people, we like to think, no, we're better than that. Hey, we have stronger morals than that. But no, we don't. I'm just saying that right now. We as humans are inherently wrathful, vengeful, spiteful beings. And if there's a man who kills hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of people, and is willing to kill everyone on the planet, and breaks out of prison every other day, every other week, or whenever, like, we're gonna start to be like, yeah, Batman, why don't you try to take permanent action against this guy? How many people have to die for you, Batman, to keep your sense of morality, you know?
But why does it have to be Batman? Like, why are we putting this on Batman? There are other people in Gotham City. Why does it have to be Batman who kills the Joker?
And that is another great segue into my other point. Batman should not kill the Joker because, A, he's a symbol, but also it's against him as a person and him as a character. Enter Jason Todd, the Red Hood.
Someone, but especially Jason Todd, should kill the Joker.
Absolutely. Now, in that situation where Batman, he refuses to kill the Joker, he brings him in by the book, puts him in prison, puts him in Arkham Asylum, Joker breaks out, kills a bunch of people, Batman stops him, throws him right back into that situation, that endless cycle of Joker breaking out, killing people, Batman stopping him and throwing him back in, all of that is just, there's going to be a huge trail of bodies behind him. And in some ways, Batman would kind of be responsible. As he said in The Dark Knight Returns, like, the amount of people I have murdered by letting you live. Like, there's gonna come a point where someone who is so deeply hurt by not just the Joker, but by Batman letting the Joker continue this. Someone who's stuck in the middle of that situation and so deeply affected and deeply hurt by what happened. Enter the Red Hood. That's why Jason Todd is the Red Hood. Not only is he just a great character, he's the logical next step of that situation. Someone so hurt by the Joker, but also hurt at the fact that Batman won't do anything about it. The Red Hood, in a situation like that, the Red Hood is an inevitability. He wants to kill the Joker. He sees the flaws, has the hatred there for the Joker, but he also sees the flaws in Batman's ideology and has the willingness to go and do something about it and put it permanently. And it doesn't even have to be the Red Hood. It could be literally anyone in the city of Gotham. Like, my entire family was killed by the Joker, and Batman just threw him in Arkham, and now he's celebrated as a hero. No. Had Batman killed him years ago, like he should have, none of this would have happened. Now my entire family's dead, and this man who let this cycle continue is being celebrated as a hero. No, so the point is, someone is going to come along and do what needs to be done, quote-unquote, needs to be done, in the same way that the Red Hood does.
Want to know my thoughts on whether or not Batman should kill the Joker?
What's that?
I think that DC continually messes up on how they portray this issue with Batman's motives. Like, they've had Batman give so many different reasons over the years.
Right.
Gordon wouldn't trust him if he killed the Joker. Bullshit. That if Batman killed the Joker, he would then go insane and kill every other supervillain.
Right.
I sure hope that's not true.
Right.
That Batman believes the Joker isn't actually the villain of his story. He thinks that Gotham City is the villain, and that if he killed the Joker, the city would just send someone worse, which, from a narrative perspective, is kind of accurate, but he doesn't know he's a fictional character, so he's just being dumb when he says that. You don't have to come up with complicated reasons for why Batman doesn't kill the Joker. There's a very, very simple reason. It's the same reason Batman doesn't use guns, and the same reason that Batman, dresses up like a bat and punches crazy people. Because Batman isn't a logical person.
Oh, yeah.
He's a dude who watched his parents get brutally murdered in front of him when he was 8. He doesn't like the idea of death and killing people. And we can argue about whether or not he's being logical and whether or not it would be better for him to kill, but that doesn't matter because human beings are not logical. Especially not human beings who, again, dress up like giant bats to fight crime.
Right.
Batman is not a person who kills, and that's who he is as a person. Doesn't matter if it's logical. He has strict, hardcore ethics that he will never break. That is who he is as a person. I think that if Batman ever killed the Joker, he wouldn't be Batman anymore. Because what makes Batman Batman is that he's tainted by his past, that he's suffered and doesn't want other people to suffer.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if he's right or he's wrong, he does not want to kill. But yeah, totally. Jason Todd, blow that guy's head off.
Yeah.
I have no qualms with literally any other character, I mean Superman, I guess, killing the Joker.
Right, so if I'm understanding the situation correctly, I think you're in agreement with me that Batman shouldn't, because it's out of character for him, but Jason Todd absolutely should, because he also...
Or the Spectre, or...
Yeah.
Really anyone.
Right, exactly.
Anyone in the DC universe who's okay with killing should probably do something about that. Although, of course, you know the real reason why Batman can't kill the Joker.
Yeah?
Because, he's his arch enemy. We need things in comic books to be unchanging so we can continue selling them. The money. Things cannot change. Gotta keep the characters who bring in the dough alive.
Because you complete me.
Yeah. And also, something I realized when you described... And this is a joke answer, but something I realized when you described Batman taking an injured Joker back to the Batcave, which is something which he does with basically every love interest.
Yeah.
Maybe Batman doesn't want to kill the Joker because Batman's kind of like a crush on him.
And that actually was explored in the Flashpoint universe, where Batman wasn't Bruce Wayne, it was Thomas Wayne, after the death of Bruce. And Martha Wayne, Bruce's mother, became the Joker, which... Again, kind of like they're an old married couple, they just always fight.
Yeah. Oh, God. I'm thinking about, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's this parody of Batman. It's one of the best Batman adaptations ever, called Holy Musical Batman.
Okay.
And its portrayal of Batman and the Joker's relationship is so good. At the start of the show, Batman accidentally kills the Joker and then spends the rest of it moping because his best friend is dead. Yeah, that's a good show.
One of my favorite moments that kind of just explores the dynamic of Batman and the Joker is in The Killing Joke. The ending to Killing Joke is pretty controversial in that a lot of people love it and a lot of people hate it. Me personally, I love the last few pages of that story. I think it perfectly sums up Batman and Joker's dynamic, because really, Joker has one of his few moments of clarity in all his life, and all this insanity that he has, and everything. He just has this moment where he tells Batman, like, I just shot and paralyzed and potentially sexually assaulted a woman who, Joker didn't know this, but who was Batman's sidekick, Batgirl, and I tortured your friend, Jim Gordon, this entire time. I've done so much to you. I've killed so many people. I've hurt you in so many different ways. I just don't understand why you don't just kill me. I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially what the Joker was saying in The Killing Joke. He's like, just kill me already. I genuinely don't understand what's stopping you. And Batman says, no, you don't understand. I don't want to kill you. I'm trying to help you. You're sick. You need help. I can see that there's still good in you. And that's what I'm trying to help you understand, and trying to bring that back out of you to be a good person again. And Joker just straight out says, no, there is no good in me. That's long gone. Okay? And again, I think the whole graphic novel, in terms of the spectacle of it, the Killing Joke doesn't hold up quite as well. And even Alan Moore says that The Killing Joke doesn't hold up as well. But in terms of when it came out and what it did for Batman and his story and his relationship with the Joker and all that, it's pivotal. And you gotta appreciate it for that angle. And again, the two laugh at the end of it. And there is that theory that, no, that the Batman strangled the Joker to death, and that's what that is. Joker finally broke Batman. But again, I don't subscribe to that. It's an interesting thought, absolutely, but I like the idea that they're just laughing because everything they've been through, and they're kind of seeing eye to eye for this time. So Batman doesn't want to kill the Joker in that he wants him to suffer and wants revenge and wants pain. He would like the Joker to be dead because of all the people he's going to kill when he breaks out next week. But it's just not in Batman's nature to kill the Joker and to kill anyone. To kill any of his rogues gallery, because his other rogues gallery has done some really fucked up things.
Oh boy, yes.
Like Black Mask, for example. Like, not too many people in the mainstream know about Black Mask, but there was a storyline where Black Mask kidnapped Catwoman's sister and her fiancé, killed the fiancé, and forced the sister to eat parts of her fiancé.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, point is...
That's a very Obi-Wan thing to do.
So, point is, some of Batman's rogues gallery has absolutely done some fucked up things, and the city would probably be better off if they were no longer around. But it's not in Batman's nature, and not in his character. It would do more harm to Batman, it would do more harm to Bruce, it would do more harm to the city to kill the Joker at the end of the day.
And I think we have stumbled into one more really, really good reason why Batman shouldn't kill the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just from a in-universe perspective, but for why don't writers have Batman kill the Joker? Because there's a lot of good stories that can be told from Batman not killing the Joker. The Dark Knight Returns, The Killing Joke, Under the Red Hood, The Dark Knight. There are good stories out there that hinge on Batman not killing the Joker.
Right, and honestly, in Under the Red Hood...
Which, by the way, Under the Red Hood is the best Batman movie. You should go watch it now.
Absolutely.
Stop listening to our podcasts after you give it 5 stars and go watch Under the Red Hood, because it's a masterpiece.
And then come back and watch every single one of our episodes. And give them,
give
them all
5
stars.
It's a big thing.
Yeah,
but anyway,
absolutely.
your point?
So, the Jason Todd in Under the Red Hood legitimately does give some good points. Batman's like, I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I'm really sorry. If I could go back and do one thing, I would have done that. And Jason just says, no. But no, that's not what all this is about. I forgive you. I'm not hurt by that. I'm hurt by the fact that I died and you didn't do anything about it. He says, like, the friends he's crippled, the people he's killed. He shot, paralyzed, and potentially sexually assaulted Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. He tortured Tim Drake, and again, this was just in the animated universe, but still, he tortured Tim Drake, who at the time was portrayed as a very young child. He tortured him into becoming basically a young version of him, and he beat Jason Todd with a crowbar and blew him up. He has done some messed up, evil, horrible things, not just to the people of Gotham City, and not just to the people of the world, but to Batman personally. Like, he has done some terrible things to his friends, to his family, to him. Jason Todd says, look, I was your son. He savagely murdered me, and you just threw him right back into Arkham Asylum where he broke out and did the exact same thing to someone else's child. I died knowing one thing, and that I was going to be the last person you let him hurt. And I come back and you still haven't done anything about it? Again, I understand why Batman did it, but it's like, at a point, like I mentioned earlier, at what point does this man deserve to live?
Although again, Jason, you do it. Don't force your father to break his moral code and murder someone in front of you. Like, you got the gun, man.
Right.
Do it. Just do it. Ain't Bruce's responsibility.
Exactly. I think that you and I are pretty much in agreement. Joker should be killed.
Just not by Batman.
Right. By literally anyone else. Most likely would be the Red Hood or someone in his situation, because that cycle would just go on and on in a realistic world. Like, if this were going on for years, there would come a point where people would just start taking it into their own hands. Like, someone like the Red Hood would come along.
You know who's someone who could kill the Joker? Harley Quinn. That's an example.
Yeah, absolutely. She's right next to him all the time.
The Punisher's Marvel, but there's a character in DC called the Spectre, who's like the living will of God, who goes out of his way to kill evil. That's a guy who could kill the Joker, as opposed to the time that he met the Joker and didn't kill him because he doesn't know the difference between right and wrong, which is very much something that the Joker knows, just saying.
One redeeming thing, this is really unrelated, but one redeeming thing about the Joker was in the amalgamation of DC and Marvel in the 90s, Red Skull from Marvel teamed up with a bunch of villains, including the Joker, to just kill all the superheroes. And it really boiled down to Red Skull and the Joker. And then Red Skull let slip the fact that he is a Nazi, to which the Joker stopped working with him, saying, yeah, sure, I'm an evil serial killer, but I'm an American serial killer, and I'm not a hateful person. I don't kill people based on hate. And so, one redeeming quality about the Joker is, at least he's not racist.
Yeah, although, to be fair, again, he killed everyone in China.
Yeah, but that was to make a joke about food.
I guess. But yeah, Joker should die, Batman shouldn't kill him. That is our thoughts. I had a feeling we'd arrive at the same conclusion.
Yeah, my thoughts on it are pretty concise, pretty short. I've thought about what I believe, I have some evidence, and yeah, this is going to be a little bit shorter of an episode, I think, but...
Oh no, we've been going for an hour.
Yeah, but you can cut it down. I'm sure there's some stuff. There's some stuff here and there. Yeah, again, it's pretty simple. I'm not against the Joker dying, being killed, being tortured to death for all of eternity in hell. I'm not against that. It's not in Batman's nature to do it. There is Spectre. He's like the embodiment of God and the voice of God and death and all that. He can literally just say, alright, yeah, time to go, bud.
Riley, where can they find you?
You can all find me on TikTok and Instagram at Riley James Thorpe. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Riley Thorpe. Check out my YouTube channel in particular, where I just released my latest short film, Pizza Face. It's a horror comedy slasher short film where I wrote, directed, edited, and starred in the film. So go check that out, please.
You can find me on Twitter at JarmesCasey, JarmesCasey. Also check out the first mag train out of Cleveland and other short stories, available now on Amazon. It's a collection of sci-fi short stories I wrote. We'll be back next week, assuming we don't get beaten to death with a crowbar.
Yeah, that would be good.
Next episode, we'll be going back to our childhoods, because we're going to be talking about Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Okay.
You're a wizard, Harry.
As always, I'm Casey Jarmes.
And I'm Riley Thorpe.
And hey, it's just a movie, even though this episode is not about a movie. Don't lose your head about it, especially not to a ladder.